Blink, the power of thinking without thinking. 7 Seconds in the Bronx, the delicate art of mind reading. Amadou Diallo, a Guinean immigrant, encountered plainclothes police officers from the street crime unit. Due to a language barrier and his behavior, the officers suspected him of criminal activity.
As Diallo ran into his building's vestibule, the officers grew increasingly anxious.
They misinterpreted Diallo's actions and assumed he had a gun. The officers fired a total of 41 shots, and when they approached Diallo, they discovered he held a wallet, not a gun. The realization led to shock and distress among the officers. 3 Fatal Mistakes. The 4 officers on Wheeler Avenue failed at thin slicing when encountering Amadou Diallo. Their 3 fatal mistakes led to a tragic outcome. Sean Carroll deemed Diallo suspicious based on his presence, mistaking curiosity for brazenness when Diallo didn't flee, and interpreting Diallo's terrified actions as dangerous. These misjudgments were fundamental and tragic. Mind-reading failures like these are not isolated incidents. They can contribute to numerous misunderstandings and conflicts in daily life. The aftermath of the Diallo shooting generated extreme viewpoints, highlighting the complexity of mind-reading failures and their subtle, yet significant impact on human interactions. The theory of mind reading. Sylvan Tompkins was a pioneer in the field of psychology. He believed that faces held valuable cues to inner emotions. Tompkins' ability to read faces was legendary. He could analyze political conversations on mute during the 1988 Democratic National Convention. Paul Ekman, a young psychologist, initially questioned Tompkins' theories. He disputed the notion that facial expressions had universal rules. However, Ekman later became one of Tompkins' closest collaborators. Together, they shaped much of our comprehension of rapid cognition and mind reading. Facial Action Coding System. Ekman's global travels with photographs of expressive faces revealed a surprising consensus on facial expressions. Ekman and Tompkins created the Comprehensive Facial Action Coding System, FACS, based on 43 action units. It took them 7 years to complete. FACS offers profound insights into human communication. Even though only 500 certified users globally, it has influenced diverse fields like psychology and computer animation. Ekman showcased the complexity of facial expressions, layering action units to portray emotions like happiness, fear, and disgust. He applied FACS to analyze Bill Clinton's expressions during the 1992 Democratic primaries. The naked face. Ekman's research with Friesen revealed that specific facial movements could induce corresponding changes in the autonomic nervous system, generating emotions like sadness or anger. Contrary to popular belief, facial expressions could influence emotional experiences. A German study supported this, showing a bidirectional relationship between emotions and facial expressions. Ekman's work is particularly relevant to mind reading. Facial expressions provide immediate clues about a person's emotional state, and he emphasizes the importance of involuntary expressions in revealing authentic emotions. Microexpressions are crucial in deciphering genuine emotions. Distinct from voluntary expressions, they play a significant role in authenticating feelings. Ekman demonstrates this using examples from the O.J. Simpson trial. He points out subtle facial cues, like microexpressions and duping delight, that betray hidden emotions and intentions. In essence, Ekman describes the physiological foundation of thin slicing, our ability to quickly interpret others. Faces offer abundant information for everyday mind reading. The act is so ingrained that, when faced with statements like "I love you," we instinctively scrutinize facial expressions for sincerity. This ability to decode emotions rapidly is crucial for social interactions, allowing us to navigate complex interpersonal dynamics. A man, a woman, and a light switch. Amy Klin's experiment with Peter reveals how an autistic person perceives the world differently. Peter's reliance on verbal communication and lack of intuition emphasizes his mind-blind condition. Klin's choice of the film Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf provides a controlled environment for Peter. It uncovers his struggle to interpret social interactions and gestures. The experiment reveals that, neurologically, faces are processed as objects for autistic individuals. This neurological distinction emphasizes the challenge of treating faces as another object for someone with autism. Peter's tendency to focus on a light switch instead of the intimate scene between characters underscores his preference for familiar objects. This behavior reflects the autistic inclination to seek meaning and organization in their environment. Peter's experience exemplifies the consequences of mind-reading failure. This raises a speculative question: could temporary mind blindness explain why even neurotypical individuals sometimes arrive at catastrophically wrong conclusions? Arguing with a dog. Movies often depict gunfire as routine, suggesting that shooting is a common and straightforward act. However, the reality for most police officers is quite different. Over 90% go their entire careers without firing a gun. Studies show that officers experience extreme stress during shootings, leading to heightened focus, tunnel vision, and slowed time perception. Interestingly, stress-induced arousal can enhance performance within a heart rate range. However, above 145, motor skills break down, and cognitive processing collapses at 175. High-speed chases are also banned due to the heightened arousal that leads to impaired judgment. Post-chase encounters can escalate, fueled by high heart rates. In an unjustified shooting, arousal-induced mind blindness contributes to the officer's failure to assess the situation accurately. Stress, reaching extremes, limits cognitive abilities, rendering individuals mind blind. Running out of white space. In 1981, the attempted assassination of Ronald Reagan revealed the critical role of white space. Bodyguards had only 1.8 seconds to react due to the lack of distance between the target and assailant. Contrary to Hollywood's portrayal of violent encounters, split-second decisions under time pressure lead to reliance on stereotypes and biases. In policing, time is equally crucial. James Fife's study in Dade County, Florida, revealed that pre-encounter actions drastically reduced complaints, injuries, and violence. Taking advantage of time and proper procedures can prevent the need for instinctive and potentially harmful decisions. One-officer squad cars and emphasis on intelligence and cover are examples of effective measures.